afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to VOA TV and VOA Podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us, the one and only Camidoh, the hottest next up, you know. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow
Follow me. When God is a give me blessing. Follow me. Them they follow me, yo, follow me, yo. Follow me, follow me.
me,
I was a God is a give
follow
me
me.
blessing.
People.
Big shout.
No, I really appreciate this tune you made. So yeah, we can get started on this real quick. You know, we just have a few questions for the boy. So
Cool.
yeah, let's get right to it. Can you tell us about where you grew up? Give us a little background about you.
Definitely. I was born in Aflau in the Volta region,
Okay.
and I was raised in Ho, like the Volta regional capital.
Okay.
Because my mom, I was raised by a single mother who is a teacher. She's an economics teacher in a girls' school called Ola Senior High School in Ho. So I was raised on the campus in Ho, and um, I'm gonna skip nursery, right? Then I moved straight into primary. I went into Neelam Preparatory School, fathered into a boarding house called Rhinebeck Junior High School. Then I went further to study general arts at Bishop Herman College, also all in the Volta region. And then I had a degree in marketing in the University of Professional Studies.
Okay. Oh, that's really dope. So
Yeah.
you're very serious about
I think growing up has been really cool. I was like the first of three siblings, and so I was doing a lot. There was much expected from me. I needed to do well in life. So care was being taken, and yeah.
So when did you realize that you wanted to be a musician?
I think that I always loved singing, but I never thought I never thought I was gonna pursue it until a cousin of mine, big shout outs to Anka Malco. He introduced me to Acorn's music. He introduced me to Acorn's music, and then I fell in love with Acorn's voice, his music, and then I started to learn how to sing his songs. After I learned how to sing Acorn's songs, like a couple of his songs, then I started to get the inspiration to write my own lyrics, and then that's how I got the vibe. Because before I wanted to be a pilot.
Oh, that's really dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, when was the first time you played in a live audience?
So while I was in school in Bishop Herman College, I performed during entertainment programs. So I'm guessing I started getting like experience from school. Yeah.
And then you started off, your career as Fingers, right? Why did you change from Fingers to Camidoh?
Well, as I was growing up, it was Fingers Camidoh, right? Then I was in a group before. Then we parted ways from the group.
Okay.
So then I felt like I needed some type of rebranding, and so I became Raphael Camidoh. I was trying to go by my real name. Then after some time, somebody was like, "Oh, don't you think it's too long? Because as a new artist, you need something simple for people to catch, and every time." So then we thought about it, and then we decided to take the Raphael off and then go with the Camidoh. So basically, Fingers was just my nickname while I was in school.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. So how has Ghana treated you as a relatively new rapper? Has your online fame been a help or hindrance?
Yeah, it has obviously been of great help. I feel like Ghana has really like supported me. And you see, the thing about Ghana is once you pop up, it's two things. It's either you're popping up with mediocrity or you're popping up with like the real shit. Pardon my word. So it's that kind of like I came in with like some quality stuff, and what I was doing was never mediocre. So it's like I got acceptance everywhere that I went.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was really like awesome. I love the way I came up because it's like um it was gradual.
I was saying, like, you really got to trust the process. Just for anyone out there that's watching this man did not just come up yesterday. He wasn't overnight, an overnight famous guy like how people might perceive you to be. Because people don't get the thing that people don't get to see the struggle that we really go through, especially like for the Voice of Africa and stuff like that. Now we're launching in Ghana, and people might say, "Oh wow, like look at these people just coming from nowhere." Nah, it's been about 4 or 5 years now. This came to fruition. So we have to understand the fact that you
Yeah.
also had your own struggle, and
Yeah.
with that, what was the biggest problem that you had to overcome, during the process?
The problem.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I just needed the audience. I needed people to really like give me their time. Like for example, I needed investment also because um it was pretty much like I had the talent, but I didn't have what it took to get people to hear me out. Do you see? So that pretty much was the problem that I was dealing with. I didn't really have the right team from the my early start. So that kind of like made me an amateur for a very long time, and I had to learn all by myself. Do you see what I'm saying? So and also I wasn't coming from a very rich home, so that pretty much like slowed down how fast I could have learned the job. Yeah,
Okay. So when was the
yeah,
first
I guess
time?
so. Yeah.
What was the first time that you felt like you had made it?
The funny thing is, I still don't feel like I've made it. Wow.
Oh,
That's the funny thing. I still don't feel like. So when I go out there and I get a lot of love, I'm like, you guys, I feel like I haven't even done nothing. And then you're giving me all this love. Then I'm so grateful. So it makes me so grateful because, um, well, based on what I want to achieve, I feel like there's still a lot of work to be done. So I don't even like measure what I have done so far as success or as I've made it. No, I don't. I've never rated that in my mind or anywhere else. I have never done that. So just to let you
hopefully
know that I haven't made it.
that's good. That's good. Hopefully it stays that way. You have to remain humble at all times. So my next
Mm.
question was, tell me about your first diva moment. But from hearing what you said, I don't really think you might have had like a deeper. Not really.
No, no, no.
So when was the first time you made money out of being a musician?
Come again?
What was the first time you made money from being a musician?
Making money has been like on and off, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes some people, some genuine people, knowing that it's your work,
Yeah.
will book you to perform and they will pay you a fee, right?
Yeah.
Not as large as they will pay the mainstream artists, but they recognize the fact that you are here and you are contributing to their event, and so some people would. So I really cannot tell the first time that I was paid because it was on and off, you know. But I can only tell the fact that after I released For My Lover featuring Darko Vibes, then that's when it was kind of like persistent a little bit. It's like, okay, now it's getting paid like continually and something like that. Yeah.
Okay. That's for sure. So when was the first time you were starstruck? You talked about
That's
meeting, yeah, darker vibes. I don't know if that was someone that you looked up to, or have you not been starstruck yet?
Well, I've always worked with the mentality that we're all like ordinary human beings. When I see a star or somebody who has made it in the industry, I feel like I have only seen an OG. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
don't feel like I've seen a star. I feel like I've only seen an OG. I remember when I first like met the president, the ex-president of the country of Ghana.
yeah.
Um, I didn't feel nothing. I only felt like, wow, okay, I was listening to how he was talking, and I just like at that point, I just started learning.
Okay.
How was he carrying himself? What was the bodyguards doing? Like I was just watching because I feel like I want to really, really make it to the like really, really top. So it's like every second I'm learning.
Yeah.
Like and I've never been starstruck. When I saw Sarkodie the first time, I never even went out. It's funny because I never went out to say, oh my God, that.
Yeah.
But the fact is, really was an inspiration to me. But the thing is that I try to just stay back or just get a little closer to just learn,
Yeah.
like my own my own CEO of like my label,
Yeah.
he like really inspires me a lot. And I can only be inspired. I don't get starstruck.
Okay.
If you see what I'm saying.
I like that.
Yeah, so basically
I really like that. So yeah, you just released your album or your CP. What platforms is that available on?
it's actually available on every platform that you can find
Everywhere.
music.
Charlie, you're moving.
Yeah,
Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube.
everywhere.
For
We
sure.
didn't want to give you no reason why you wouldn't get the music, you
Able
know?
to, yeah, exactly. You gotta make sure it's accessible everywhere for any type of human being. Yeah. So what's the type of message
Yeah.
that you wanted to bring with the album? I know you have Hot Pursuit, which like is giving thanks and appreciating, God taking you from a different level to a different place. You have TikTok, kind of a love type song. So you have a whole type of different type of vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. By default, I pretty much like preach love in my songs by default and inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm that type of person. I think that it has to do with how my come up was. We never really had what it took for other kids. So it's like I grew up very humble.
Mm-hmm.
If you see what I'm saying. So I don't know. Like when it comes to stuff like this, like bro, I don't even know what to say. Honestly, like I think I think, but you want to like ask the question again? I think that I had something to say. I just missed it.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the message you're trying to bring with your album?
Yes. So exactly. I was talking love because of my come up. And I was shown a lot of love when I was coming up because it's like we never really had it. So, and for some reason, I was blessed to have people love me so much, and also I grew up loving love related stuff. It was just like love kind of like had a thing to do with me.
Yeah.
And so I talk about inspiration and I talk about, if you listen to the Find Me track, you realize that I was inspiring people to not give up, or not worry, but just go out there and chase their dreams. That was like your dreams calling you to come find me, So basically, I love to preach. In the EP, I preach love and I preach inspiration, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So with the scene heating up in Ghana and in Africa in general, are artists commanding equitable respect dollar-wise?
Can you please take your question?
Yeah. So with the scene heating up in Ghana or in Africa, are artists commanding equitable respect dollar-wise? Because in America, someone's on the come up, they go to a concert, they're getting paid a certain amount of money. But in Africa, you have the people that would decide not to pay you, like you said.
Yeah, like I said, I think the structures are still like being developed and improved upon, like as time goes on. I don't think that we command that equity yet. I don't think that we do that yet. But as it's like if you usually the thing is if you have a hit song that's like banging throughout the country, then you can command a certain amount and then they will pay heed to that.
Yeah.
If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you don't have like that top hit track, that's how it used to play out, But I guess that other artists also deal with agencies that kind of like by hook or crook, you're paid the amount that, so it's been dodgy, honestly, but I don't think that it's in place yet for us to command that type of equity with regards to like the money and stuff like that. Yeah.
So what do you
see some people asking about soup. I don't even know what.
Yeah, I've been seeing it, bro. Where's the soup?
What are you talking about? What's soup?
Are we doing groundnut soup or light soup over here?
Big shout out to everyone who has joined, man. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah.
For sure. So how do you think, what measures have to be put in place, for people like you to get the amount of money that you deserve to get? Because I know boys away, because I'm in the United States. I know boys straight from high school who are doing concerts and stuff and are making more money than most African artists who are at the top. And I don't think that's fair. I think better we need better labels put in place who are not just had the mentality to just take advantage of, youth like you.
Yeah. Well, to address that, I think that a lot of factors contribute to that, right? For example, I can tell you for a fact that an artist that has a team, a serious team, can command that situation, can make it happen. You see, you have a team, you have an agency, you have everything in place. So if you want to do a concert, it's like you have the right agency that is like doing the proper marketing that ensures that in America, I think that these things are in place, but here it's going to be difficult for an artist like me to just get up and say I want to do a concert. That means I'm going to really incur a lot of cost to make it happen. I'm going to incur a lot of cost, and I'll probably at the end of the day just break even, or I might not even break even. The show might be successful, but I might not break even. If you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Because now no promoter wants to take charge of that cost, and then because they don't have the assurance that you're going to sell out the place.
Yeah.
You see, because it's dodgy. Yeah, it's really dodgy. So, but if you have the agency, if you have the commanding power to grab an agency to do that for you, I can for a fact say that the show might sell out because they will do the proper marketing and ensure that the show sells out, and both of you get paid. If you see what am I making sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because in America, I think that if Roddy Ricch wants to do a concert, it's not gonna he's just gonna sign a deal with an agency, and they're gonna handle everything, and then at the end of the day we split the returns, and then we make a lot of profits. You see, but I think that here it doesn't really work like that. Only a few artists are able to command or even sit down with the agencies. It's really dodgy because I don't know. I really cannot tell you. It's like until you have that top hit song.
Yeah, until you're on Billboard and all that, no one's taking you serious. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that really has to change.
People, a lot of people, the general public, a lot of them think that music is not as lucrative as in America, but it could be lucrative. So it's like people don't really they associate a certain a certain level of respect to artists. When you walk into an office and you say you're an artist, it's like this. It's like, are you sure you want to work with this guy? So it's a little, it's a little dodgy when it comes to that.
That's really interesting. So I think one of the ways that we can bring changes for these labels in America, like Good Music and all that, Drake, OVO, who are exploiting our music, the Afrobeats and stuff like that, to come to Africa and then set up labels over there as well, and then look for these artists. So beyond Afrobeats, what other styles and artists should the industry be looking at in Africa?
Now in Africa, I think that people's eyes are opening wider and the ears are wide enough to accept everything. Like I said, as an artist, if you have a particular sound, you just need to have the right team to do the proper PR, to do the proper marketing, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need the right marketing because it's everything is a product, and once you market it well, I think that the world is ready to listen. You package it well and market it. I think the world is ready to listen. So I guess that every other genre, like now Africans are doing crazy stuff, really, really crazy stuff. And so
sure. So you're a pretty flashy guy. I like your hair, the little green dress and everything you got going on over there, bro. Who is your fashion icon, or are you original?
Honestly, I've still been looking out there to get inspired every day, right?
Yeah.
Don't usually be, at a point it was Akon. I loved how he came to his shows in his white tee and pants, and as time went on, I was looking at other people as well. I love what Kanye does. I love sometimes what Kitty does. So what Stonebwoy does is I get inspired differently, but at the point I would have to settle on a particular thing. I love to do simple stuff. I love to do very simple stuff. So as time goes on, right now we just started working with I work with Kula Perry already, and so we're just things are just getting settled properly for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, things are just properly needing to sit down. So it's as time goes on, I'm gonna have to focus, or I'm gonna have to focus on a particular style and then keep. Yeah,
right, for sure. So how do you feel the internet has impacted the music business? because now you have TikToks, we have Instagram, Facebook, and all these platforms.
I think that the internet now contributes to like 70%. The internet connects like contributes 70% of what the music industry, of the success of the music industry. Because now no one is ready to buy CDs anymore. No one is ready to. Now the virtual concerts are going to make a lot of sense. So for me, it has really been of great help. Like honestly, like I get Tanzanians, I get Kenyans, I get a lot of Nigerians like in my DM. How did they get to know me? It was through the internet. Obviously, like they don't get to listen to Ghanaian radio, from time to like often. They don't get to watch Ghanaian TV stations often. I came from Ghana. How are these people hearing of me? It was the internet. And if it wasn't for the internet, then all of these people wouldn't find me. So I think that the internet has really played a major role. And I'm not gonna lie, like I think that every artist will attest to the fact that the internet contributes to, like, Sure. And right now, let's say like Corona has taken over the world, and we haven't done shows. We haven't done major shows in a long time, and artists mainly get paid through their streaming. If you see what I'm saying, so the internet.
So how have you been adjusting creatively and personally to life, during this pandemic?
Well, I've been recording a lot. I've actually I'm the type of person that don't let situations like overcome me. I try to adapt as fast as possible, because the thing is, if Corona came and then we wouldn't be able to sing, then I feel like, okay, yes, you have taken my power. But Corona, storm, or whatever it is, as long as I have the breath and I have the voice to still sing, then work still goes on. Now, the only problem is, how do we get this work or this product that I create to the people? And that is where the internet comes in. So I am good. I've been good.
Sure. Yeah. And I really like that mentality. You always have to keep that in mind, because life is not always going to be, an easy road. There's always going to be ups and downs. So once you have the mentality, and I guess that also stems from how you grew up, because you weren't some like Kwame Despite's son, mad Victoria. So you've been down before, so like you don't mind. You've been down before, so you have the experience already. So the only way is up. What venues have you performed at so far, and what have been your favorite and your least favorite?
The venues that I performed?
Yeah.
2020 has actually been very beautiful. Like, 2019 actually, like the last quarter of 2019 into 2020 has been awesome. Like, I think that December I did like the most shows. I did CTFM, CTTV's December to Remember. And if you know shows in Ghana, that show is a big deal. So when we was called to come do that show, I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. You know what I mean? Like, I felt really like blessed. I felt very blessed to like be called to. It's not like I'm lobbying for that. We didn't go to lobby.
To the people,
called. And if CTTV is calling you or CTFM is calling you, then you know that. Because you know what I mean? So I performed at the December to Remember, which is usually organized by CTFM. I performed at Rapperholic, Sarkodie's annual end of year show.
Wow.
It's called Rapperholic. I performed at like, honestly, bro, I the list is endless. Like, I've really performed at very like King Promises, like end of year show, which is Promised Land, which is a big stage also. I performed at Empower's show. Like some major stages I think that I have done. I'm looking forward to performing at the Ghana Music Awards, like Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Honestly, like, it's one stage that I really want to like, perform. As an upcoming artist, like, it's really one of the places I want to perform. I also perform at the event. So yeah.
No, I actually just saw a video on your Instagram of you going to perform at like someone's business type thing. How was that experience? That was really cool.
It's awesome. Like, many a times when I go to these shows, this like shows, I feel really blessed. Like I said, like me, it's like I know that I have the voice. I know that I have the music, right? But how do we make a living out of the music? How do we, because it's like I can sing, but it's only a hit song and like on my phone. If I don't get out there or if people don't want to hear me. So it's like every time I'm called, I feel blessed. There's nothing like no form of pride even comes into my mind because it's like, oh my God, like am I really performing to these people? So every show is an experience for me. I see how the love I receive and how humble I get. And so it's just love for me. Like the experience has always been like love.
That's really dope, man. You're a really humble guy. Like I'm actually surprised from actually talking to you. I really like it. What's the strangest thing you've heard from a fan at a concert or seen?
I find strangest thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I think that singing a song back to back because I remember like when I used to make songs and people would tell me that and a mainstream artist actually told me, oh, you have like your lyrics, you need to like make it a little bit too simple, like very simple because the average Ghanaian might not be able to sing your song. And I felt like I was only trying to deliver quality stuff, and I wouldn't want to like lose the like quality in the name of trying to make the average Ghanaian sing along. I would rather, bring out something really dope and they learn because, they love it, then they learn.
Yeah.
So I get to a concert and people are singing my song back to back to back to back to me. That's kind of like strange.
Right.
Like the very first times that, I started doing bigger shows, then it gets to a point where the crowd is singing everything. Wow. Especially the areas of the song that they told me, these people told me that will be difficult for people to sing.
It's really cool. Like I totally agree with whatever you're saying because with Harper Sue, for example, I do not know what you are saying. Like when you're speaking the audio, you think about somehow memorize those lyrics as well. So it's actually really cool, and you get to keep your originality as well. Because all these Americans who they don't care about the Africans that are listening to their songs who don't speak English, they still keep singing what they're singing, and people will memorize at the end of the day if the song is good, So yeah, definitely keep it up, man. Yeah. Don't listen to the critics. Just keep being you for sure. If you
sometimes it's also okay. I pay a little attention to them because I want to know, like, oh, is that how you really feel? If you really feel that this is not dope, then then I get the chance to want to go to other people. I'm like, do you really, and they say they love it. I'm like, don't you think that this is too like this? I try to chip in what those critics said, and then I see how many people feel the same way. Like I said, the vision is to take it to the world. I don't really want to just remain here. Like, all things being equal, if all things had been equal, meaning that if there was no corona, the aim was to like really try to take over Ghana, like try to market my music to ensure that it takes over Ghana. Then next year we can look at Africa, Yeah, but I mean, God's plans or God's ways are not our ways. So obviously we just like follow the wave,
Okay. So what's next for what's next for you? What do you have upcoming after this pandemic and everything? It's over. I know you've been recording a lot, so
I'm not waiting for the pandemic to go. I'm still working. Like we just put out CP and we're about to put out like the visuals to one of the tracks, to Maria on the EP, which is track 5. We're about to put out the visuals to that, hopefully next week. And then we do a little like promotional exercises here and there to see how people are loving it. We do like other videos as well. It's a product, so we do everything to ensure that it sells really well. So yeah, the work continues. And right after, I'm sure I'll probably be doing some collaborations and then also focus on releasing the album.
Okay. So are there any artists that you are eager to work with as of right now?
Well, yeah. Well, big shout outs to Fame. I see he's just joined. He's one of the artists I actually worked on my album. Okay. And I would like one of my dream collaborations is with Angelique Joe and Dekole Gold. These two guys, I would love to make music with them. Obviously, like it has to be organic, so I'd have to meet them, learn from them, catch a vibe, and actually then proceed to make music. You know, I have been watching Auntie Camidoh for a very long time, and I learn a lot from her interviews. Like, not getting a chance to watch her, so the only time I can watch her is on YouTube.
You too, yeah.
You know, so I watch her interviews a lot. I love her confidence. She has a lot of confidence as a woman. She has a lot of confidence, you know, and that kind of like teaches me a lot. And I would definitely want to make music. No doubt.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, to end it off, how can the Voice of Africa, contribute and support to your causes?
I think that you have already started by having me on your platform, you know, to talk to me. That's like a great opportunity, you know. The super, super, super great gun. And I would just love for you to continue to, share my music with your people or with people that you come across on your platforms. And also, whatever PR services, however I can benefit from the Voice of Africa, the Son of Africa is ever willing to do it, you know. So let's just connect and work a lot to put African content out there to the world.
For sure. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep staying in contact with you and your manager as well. Thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to say a special thank you to everybody who has joined the live, everybody. I hope that you guys have learned a couple stuff. I hope that we've inspired you in a way. Do enjoy your day and make sure you grab your nose mask and your sanitizers wherever you're going. And lastly, not the least, go out there and grab CP by Camidoh on all digital streaming platforms and enjoy beautiful music put together for you guys. Peace.
Thanks for coming on with us, bro.
Peace and love.